Welcome back to Nightstand Coffee. I'm Todd.
And I'm Jennifer.
And this is Season 2?
Episode 2.
Episode 2.
And we realized that we were so excited last week when we started the season back, we didn't even introduce ourselves. I listened back to the episode, I was like, we didn't even tell anybody our names. So we want to make sure that we started there.
So if Season 2, Episode 1 was your introduction to the show, it's nice to meet you.
Yeah, we didn't even tell you our names.
Yeah.
So we're really excited to be back chatting it up. Today we kind of started our recordings time slots differently. We had been recording in the morning, and then today, like, we were literally recording the night before we released this.
Yes.
And so hopefully you're awake enough. We might get close to your bedtime tonight.
It's getting there. I go to bed with the chickens.
You do.
At least Jennifer thinks I do. I think we talked about this on the last show, actually, that I go to bed at 10 o'clock.
Yeah. So I'm going to be like awake and all this energy, and you're going to be like getting quiet and tired. So hopefully we'll get moving with this.
Yeah.
So this episode, I wanted us to talk about the silent treatment.
Yes, the sound of silence. You know that one?
No.
Oh, man. Wow.
Uncultured swine. Right, I'm sure that's what I am. So, like, people are going to be surprised that we can even hang out because, like, I know nothing about the things that you know about. So the reason this is important to me and why, because I'm so great at it. Right? Like, it's probably time for me to look bad on this podcast.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Hey, I'm full on admitting it. I'm really good at the silent treatment. And so I think I've talked about this some before, but like I'm studying loneliness and on my dissertation. And so I am like knee deep, maybe elbow deep, waist deep, I don't know, really deep into this topic. And so I was reading a book about loneliness and some key researchers were talking about how we use that and like kind of in an evolutionary format and like how, when we were first created and living, I don't know, as cavemen or whatever, and like how that worked for us or didn't work for us and how we would... it's almost how we would punish each other, and so that like when you were a part of the group, you were included. If you did something wrong,
you got shunned,
right? And so like you even see that, like what we kind of see it in scripture, even like if you did something, they would tell you to leave the camp and you had to live outside of the group and you weren't a part of that anymore.
Yeah.
And so the book went on to kind of discuss how when people do things wrong, that's what we do, right?
Yeah.
And you kind of can see it with animals even, that like when they don't like you, they turn away from you.
They'll turn their back to you.
Yeah, and like they don't include you in the group. And so when we are trying to punish people, like when someone goes to prison, like the most gruesome treatment when like you're really, really bad.
Solitary
confinement. And they are putting you alone and don't let you talk to anybody and like have no interaction. And so typically you go insane. Like literally you lose your mind.
Yeah, and I don't know that people are really aware of that. Like, like if you're stranded on a deserted island or if you are locked in a room by yourself for long periods of time, you literally go crazy. I mean, you literally go, it drives you insane because we were not created to be alone. In fact, we've mentioned this on the show a couple of times. The very first thing in the scriptures that God says is not good is for man to be alone, right? And that scene comes right after Adam has named all of the animals, right? And so they go through all of creation, and every animal has a proper mate, right? But for Adam, there wasn't a suitable helper who was found. And God says it's not good that he should be alone.
Well, and so I always want to point out that happened before sin happened.
Right, before the fall, before the serpent came, before any of that.
It's still when like the garden is rocking awesome, right? Everything is great. And so like that's when God said, this isn't good. It's not good that man be by himself and not have relationship and have someone. And so even in those moments, like God wasn't enough in that, right? And so like God said, I'm here and we're tight and we're hanging out. I'm coming in the cool of the day and walking and we're chatting, but it's not good that you're by yourself.
Yeah.
And so like then he created Eve, and then Eve was a part of messing everything up. And so we are created to be in community.
Right.
Like we have this longing, we have it within us, this innate need to be connected.
Absolutely.
Okay. So that's what it's purposeful. So if you're lonely and sad, it's because it's in you. In the same way that you're hungry, you have to be in community.
Right. And even all of you introverts, right, who who think that you don't need people, it's not true.
Right.
It's just not true. If you feel lonely, it's because there is an intrinsic need for communion, right? And community, for relationship that you have. Now, that doesn't mean so the whole introvert extroverts thing is really more about what gives you energy or what drains you of your energy. And so being in a big crowd and doing that kind of, work in the room and small talk and, all of that kind of stuff could be fairly draining for you, right? And that's more of an introvert kind of trait, whereas extroverted people get energized by that kind of environment. But it's not an indication of whether or not you need people, right? We all need relationship. We need people that we can lean on. We need people that we can confide in. We need people that are linking arms with us to help us to flourish and to be the best that we can be, and to lead us, sometimes to lead us, sometimes to walk beside us, sometimes, to encourage us, whatever. We need each other.
Yes. And so laying that as the foundation, I think it's important that we talk about how we punish one another with the silent treatment.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what I do.
Okay.
Now I'm much better. Go ahead and tell everybody. Tell them, Bob.
Yeah,
that I'm not near as bad as I used to be.
You're not nearly as bad as you used to be.
Yeah, because I can be really good.
And it drives me crazy. I do not do well with it. And so when you would employ that tactic, it worked because it drove me nuts. I don't like there to be any conflict or tension. I don't like it to feel like we're at an impasse or we're at odds with one another. It bothers me really badly.
Yeah.
In fact, probably to an unhealthy degree. If I allow myself to, I can really make you an idol, honestly. And so or draw a real sense of my identity or be really deeply wounded if you're angry with me or whatever. And so I really, really had a hard time with the silent.
Well, and so it's my turn to name a song that maybe you don't know. It's country music, Terry Clark, that's called I Just Want to Be Mad for a While. Do you know that song?
I couldn't sing it to you, but I have heard it.
Okay, I'll spare you singing it to you. But anyway, so the line is, I just want to be mad. Just leave me alone. I just want to be mad for a while. And so that could definitely be my theme song. At times in our marriage, I just want to be irritated. Just leave me be. I just want to be mad for a while, right? And so for me, I'm just being mad. I'm just irritated and I'm just being mad. Don't talk to me. I just want to be mad. And so, but for you, it was really devastating when that would happen.
Well, and I think we need to differentiate, though, and make a distinction between the silent treatment and an understanding that you need to not talk for a little bit.
Oh, okay.
So
but I could go a few days.
Yeah, well, that's a different thing.
Okay,
right?
Good.
It's one thing for me to go, hey, I'm too angry to talk right now. I know I'm not going to say nice things, or I feel like I might, to have that kind of self-control, that's a positive thing. That's a good thing. Where it slips into the silent treatment is when it becomes a tool for us to punish the other person.
Oh, yeah.
To let them know just how unhappy we are with them.
Oh, yeah.
To make sure that they know just how mad I am. And, and so they're distinctly different things.
Yeah.
One is a healthy way to handle your anger and to exercise self-control. The other is a form of manipulation and punishment, which is not healthy or good for your...
Well, and I would say sometimes it was a form of both, right? Because there's sometimes I knew what I was going to say was mean. I just was going to be mean. And so I didn't say anything. So so part of it's that. And then there were times that I knew it would make you crazy. It's I'm not going to talk to you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk to you. So,
well, and so I would say if it's the first thing, if it's an exercise in self-control of knowing that, hey, if I talk, I'm going to be mean, tell your spouse that. Say, hey, I know we need to talk about this, but if I talk to you about it right now, I'm not going to say nice things. And so I need you to know that I'm not trying to avoid it, but I can't do it right now.
Sure, that's a good idea.
Yeah, let them know.
I'll give you that.
And so again, then it's not the silent treatment. It's a different thing.
Yeah. But I mean, I think we need to understand the damage that can be done when you're given the silent treatment.
Yeah.
And so like, because if we know that we are created for relationship and interaction, and so like this community, and like we are purposefully turning our back essentially and saying, I am not going to interact with you. I'm going to withhold my community from you.
Right.
I'm going to withhold my connection from you because you're not worth it.
Right.
You're not worthy of my connection.
Yeah, I'm going to withhold affection. I'm going to withhold love. I'm going to withhold,
I'm going to withhold eye contact.
Yep.
Man, I'm good at that. Man, I can walk through a room and not give you eye contact. I'm queen of that. I shouldn't be bragging about this. But I mean, but I haven't done this in a long time.
Yeah, I mean,
okay. Like I'm better at that. I'm way better. I've really, really grown in my ability to like deal with our conflict in healthy, good ways. And so but yeah, when there have definitely been seasons of our marriage that I can go a long time and not really acknowledge that you're even in the room or that you're around me. Yeah, the whole thing. So like, I'm not even going to acknowledge your existence because I'm mad.
Well, because the thing is, we recognize the power of rejection.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, we know how it feels for us. Mm-hmm. And so then we understand what it does to our spouse. And man, what does it say about us when we do that intentionally? Right? I mean, that's, I don't want that to be my heart. It has been at times.
Sure.
But I don't want that to be who I am or how I love you, or choose not to love you in those moments. Mm-hmm. And so, it can really be damaging. And especially if, there's some of you, you're carrying wounds from your childhood, wounds from your family, maybe wounds from a previous marriage. Like rejection's a huge thing for you. And so it's not just that your spouse is angry with you in that moment. It pushes all of those buttons from all of those other things as well.
Yeah.
I think we've talked about before how that when we were first married, and you would get angry and maybe go sleep on the couch, it would throw me into a tailspin.
Yeah.
Because I felt like every rejection, right, was an indication that we were headed for shipwreck. We were headed for divorce, and it freaked me out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And yes. And so I remember like being pregnant one time and just asking permission, like, hey, is it okay if I go sleep on the couch? We're not getting a divorce. I just can't get comfortable. Is that okay? Because like needing to say to you, like, this isn't a bad thing.
Yeah.
I just cannot get comfortable right now. Like, and so like, so at least I had enough insight in that moment to express to you, like, this isn't a bad sign about anything.
Yeah.
I just can't get comfortable, and trying to be, at least nice in that moment. Right.
Yeah. Well, and I would say, the fact that you weren't angry changed that dynamic.
Yeah.
It's one thing for my pregnant wife to go, hey, I'm going to go lay on the couch because I just cannot find a place to get comfortable. That's a whole different thing than I'm mad at you. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be in the same room with you. Mm-hmm. I'm going to leave and I'm not going to talk to you and I'm not going to,
Right. Well, and so then to me, like looking at silent treatment, objectively, like it's really a power move.
Oh, for sure.
And it's really not kind.
Yeah.
Like it's rude and it's really insensitive and like, it's just cruel. I'm joking about being good at it, but I'm really not proud that that's how I've chosen at times to handle, our arguments.
Yeah.
It's not good.
And, obviously yelling and screaming and name calling and berating, that's damaging. Mm-hmm. But the silent treatment can be just as devastating.
Well, and I would say now we could holler. We've not been name callers. Like that's not anything that's been a part. Even in our worst days, we've not been name callers. But I think that silent treatment could be just as damaging.
Yes,
for sure.
Yeah,
because I think that it's still rejection. It's still saying you're not worth my words. You're not worth my time.
Yeah,
like whatever's going on between us isn't worth solving. I'm just going to ignore you.
Yeah,
and it's just hurtful. And so anyway, I just think that we've got to think about what we're doing and why we're doing it.
Yeah. So since by your own admission, you're the queen of the silent treatment, what's the motivation behind it? Why would you do it? What were you hoping to accomplish? And then what made you change your mind about it?
Well, I think probably it was a power move, right? For sure. Like basically saying, no, you're going to suffer you're going to have to cave first, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not caving, right? Whatever it was, like whatever you've done or said, I'm not caving. You're going to have to cave first. What was the other questions? What do you say? Just why?
Yeah, well, what made you change your mind? What made you recognize, what?
Well, probably I got closer to Jesus and realized it wasn't very godly, right? It's not fruit of the Spirit. There's
Right.
nothing fruit of the Spirit of the silent treatment. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. None of that says the silent treatment to your spouse. Like, right? And so like the more you're closer to Jesus and the more that you learn to treat people with the love of Christ, none of that is that.
Yeah.
And then like wanting to like make sure that I'm resolving those things would be part of it. 2, as a clinician and someone that works with people's marriages, is not very good for me to go, yeah, here's your marriage, you should fix it. I'm going to go home and like give my husband the silent treatment. It's like, you got to make sure that you're doing what you're teaching, so it's like, I can't be a hypocrite in that. Right. And then probably wanting to love you well and like, and valuing you and valuing our relationship to the point, like it's, like we should work on things, right? And like, and not just being content with being a jerk.
Yeah. Well, there's the scripture that talks about not letting the sun go down on your wrath, or not, the kind of paraphrase of that people always use is don't go to bed angry, don't go to bed mad. Well, if we're choosing the silent treatment, whether it's for a day or two, or sometimes people do this for weeks.
Yeah, true.
Right? Well, I mean, you're letting the sun go down over
a lot of times,
and over, which only encourages us to then hold offense, to then hold grudges, to then continue to be angry at each other and stew, and like breeds mistrust between the two of you. It breeds, I think oftentimes when people go, we just grew apart. Well, it's because there's probably been this kind of barrier between them, that over time becomes a really wide distance.
Right.
And then you feel like you don't know each other anymore. But it's because you've made choices that led you to that place.
Well, and I would say too, as our girls have gotten older, I recognize that they're watching us, right? Yeah. And I want to be a good example, and I want to make sure that they see us handling those things better. Sure. And then like having silent treatment and just having conflict doesn't feel good, right? And so if you can resolve it and move on, let's resolve it and move on. Right. And I do think just as a general rule, you and I have gotten better of like fussing and moving on instead of fussing and hanging on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so like, so why not just like handling it?
Right. I think part of it is maturity.
Well, yeah, we're old now.
As you get older, you realize that
it's not worth it.
Yeah. That things aren't as, big a deal as you thought they were.
Yeah.
Do we need to talk about it? Yes. Is this a problem? Yes. Is it the end of the world? No. And I think when we were younger, sometimes you tend to think it's the end of the world. So for younger couples who might be listening to this, man, look, you're going to disagree. Mm-hmm. There's going to be conflict at times. There are going to be times that you just get so angry. It's going to happen. It's going to happen, but it's not the end of the world. And it's not worth withholding your love and affection from your spouse in regard to that. It's you're on the same team.
Well, and I keep thinking of reasons why I want to resolve things. And I'm sure I've said it here before, but because what I would say is that of all the people in the world, I decided that you're who I wanted to spend the rest of my life with, right?
Good job.
Yeah. And so it took me a while to figure it out, right? If you listen to the first episode, it took me a little while to figure it out. But once I figured out that you're the one for me, this is who I said I wanted to spend the rest of my life with. And so why do I give you the worst parts of me?
Yeah.
Right? Like if I'm in conflict with someone else, I want to resolve that. Like I don't want to be in conflict. Right. So I'm like, hey, we need to sit down. We need to talk about this. Let's figure out what the problem is. I don't let it go on for days at a time. Sure. Like I pursue them to figure it out. I don't give them the silent treatment. Why am I giving it to you? And so it's like, so if I'm willing to go to great lengths to solve conflict with other people, why am I not willing to do it with you? And so then like, I need to be committed to giving you the best parts of me. If I'm going to be good with other people, I got to be good with you too. Yeah. All the things. So those are my lists.
And if you've listened to the show any time at all, you know that Jennifer and I we are committed and devoted to our faith and to Christ. And so if you're listening to this and you're not a Christian, understand that that's the framework that we're coming from. And as followers of Jesus, when you look at the example of Scripture, we see that God pursues us when we are in conflict with Him. And so as a spouse, as a husband, that should be my outlook. When there's conflict between the two of us, I should be looking to bridge that gap, to exemplify Christ in that way, and to reach out. And so there's not a place, I don't think, for the silent treatment if that is the framework that we understand the world from.
Yeah. I think our arguments have gotten much shorter. I think they snip and are done.
Yeah.
Like they don't really last that long.
Well, I don't know about you, but I will definitely say that I recognize now more than ever that when I snip or when I have a short fuse or when I'm getting irritated, 9 times out of 10, there are other factors that are influencing that.
Yeah, it's not about my fault. You're snippy.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Turd.
I'm just kidding.
But no, that's the truth,
Yeah.
right? That, maybe I've had a bad day. Maybe I'm tired. Maybe I'm hungry. There are other factors at play that are influencing me to respond and react in that way that have very little to do with what you might have just done or said.
Yeah.
And if I recognize that and recognize those factors for what they are, then I can respond to you in an appropriate way.
Right.
Or at the very least, recognize very quickly that I'm responding poorly and go, I'm sorry, hold on.
Right.
That's,
Well, and I think I even feel the freedom to say, I don't know that my question warranted that reaction.
Yeah.
Or being able to say that and not get offended or defensive at that. I can just go, I'm not sure why you reacted that way.
Yeah.
And so that's maybe, like you said, we're just old now. And so things feel easier to say that and not to get my feelings hurt when you do snip.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so anyway, I just, maybe we're just better at that. But yeah, I guess I need to own my poor behavior through the years that I've been really, really good at the silent treatment. And I'm sorry that I chose to handle things that way. I'm glad that I don't do that as often.
Well,
I don't
too.
know. Oh, yeah. I want to try to commit that I won't do it ever again. I just don't know, but I'm going to try really, really hard not to do that because that's just not nice. It's just not kind.
Well, and I'll try really hard to extend grace if you do.
Or you can, you want to say, don't forget season 2, episode 2.
That's right.
You're going to remind me. You're going to remind me of that.
Chuck Woolery.
Okay.
That's an old school reference.
Hey, I got it though. I did watch TV. I did watch TV. Yeah. I love Connection. Yeah. Have you watched any of those videos? Like they show people it's basically like online dating before online dating was a thing.
Yeah.
Have you watched any of those videos? Like they have them on TikTok now. You should see them. They're really hideous.
They're pretty awful.
Oh man. Like hardcore looking for dating.
Yeah.
That's really, really tough. So I have a few more ideas about what we want to talk about moving forward. I think I want to talk a little bit at some point. I don't know if it'll be our next episode, but I do want to be talking about things that were modeled for us in our families.
Okay.
And things that weren't modeled for us and how that impacts what we see and how we interact. Sure. And so that might get kind of interesting.
Yeah.
The things that we saw and things we didn't see.
Right.
And so how we move forward with that. Have you been thinking about anything? Is your brain working enough to come up with something?
Yeah, there were a few things. I've actually kind of been throwing around song titles in my head and thinking, how can we have discussions?
Okay.
So there are a few things that I've been tossing around.
Anything post 96?
No, not so far.
That's what I thought. Okay. All right. Well, hopefully I can be cool enough to know what we're talking about.
All right.
We'll see.
Maybe that could have been the silent treatment.
Oh, maybe. I could have busted those lyrics out.
Yeah, you would have known that one.
I shouldn't know that one, though. That's pre-96.
That's pre-96.
But listen, I did think
that's your rebellion. You were making mixtapes in the closet.
I did.
Okay.
Don't tell on me.
Your daughter was
Don't tell on me. Don't tell on me. I can sing those lyrics, though. I really can. I could bust it out. I won't embarrass you. I can sing that whole thing.
Oh, I know. I've heard it.
I know.
You wouldn't be embarrassing me. I know you can do it. It would be our audience.
I don't know that my mom knows that, though.
That you know all the lyrics to Ice Ice Baby?
Yeah, don't.
Okay.
I'm 46. She doesn't know. I'm going to go see her in a few weeks. Here's how we'll know if she listens to this or not. If she,
That's right. That's
Mom,
right.
if you know this, you can ground me. Not really. She might try. We'll see. I don't know if she knows that. That's one of those things that you come back later.
I don't know.
Isn't that funny? Some people like tell stories about how they like snuck out or drinking or whatever. My mom's gonna find out I had a
That
mixtape
you
with
listened
Ice
to
Ice
Ice
Baby
Ice
on
Baby.
it, and then I can
Yeah.
sing the lyrics.
Yeah. And
Okay.
Belle Biv DeVoe, I know about that too.
Shh! Stop it. Okay, we're getting off of here before I get in trouble. Okay, let's say we're gonna talk to you next time about something else that's probably pre-96. We'll see you next time.
All right.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Have a good something. I don't know. That was a terrible ending.
I know we do not have good.
We gotta look. You gotta write a tagline.
I've tried.
Bye. See you next time.